Welcome to another episode of 100% Fresh with Two Chef Mission. We are Two Chef Mission, and today we're going to be talking about tips to involve your kids in meal planning / prepping.
Kind of both.
Yeah. So, why don't we go ahead and kind of discuss a little bit on what you think are some of the best ways to involve your kids in this.
Well, maybe we should say why it would be important.
So I think it's important because you're getting your kids involved, so they're learning about the process of not only shopping and planning ahead, but they're also going to see those same things in your meals the rest of the week. So it becomes really important that they also realize that it's they're seeing that consistency.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing it from you asking them, then picking it out, and then seeing it later on in their meals.
Mm-hmm. Also, I will say an important factor in it is what we have found is that our kids are more likely to be interested in or wanting to try and eat if we're involving them.
That's true. Because they actually really do like the process of picking stuff out and then getting to either experiment with it, like in the case of, Wyatt with the coconut, because he wanted a coconut one day, and we said, you know what, instead of saying, no, not right now, we said, why not? Let's go ahead and grab it. And so we went through the whole process of opening it, and
he was so thoroughly interested.
He loved it. He loved every second of it.
Yeah. And he tried it.
Yeah, no, he thought it was great. He actually ate it for a few days.
Yeah. But that would be why I would say it's important. But also you're teaching the future generation of people who are going to need to meal plan and cook and things like that. So that's always
the life skill.
Definitely really important too. So depending on depending on how old your kids are, they're kind of only too young to start helping if they're not walking.
Yeah. Or communicating, talking.
Well, not even, because they still, even if they're not talking to you, you can still communicate with them. So it kind of works. It just, within reason, right?
Yeah.
So we wouldn't be asking Scarlett, our 8-month-old, like, hey, bring me that. No. She'd be like...
She'd probably just look at us funny. Yeah.
No, not going to do that. But some ways that you can start getting your kids to help if they're younger is by getting them to help you shop, which can be chaotic, but as they start to learn, whether it's looking for ingredients or getting things for you or helping carry things, right, or putting it in the cart, they're just interested in it. So as you start implementing it, it'll get easier to do, as well as then they'll start being interested in the ingredient selection and things like that.
Absolutely. And I think that's a great way of, really showing that. And again, that example that I said just a little bit ago with White and Coconut, that's another great example of it, because they get to go to the store with us all the time.
And I will say that section of the trip was like towards the end, and it was totally in the chaotic zone. But when he was like, can I get this thing? We're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why not?
Why not?
Let's see where this goes.
So we could have easily said no.
Yeah.
We were like, we'll do this.
Yeah.
We'll see where this goes. And it was pretty cool, because it was neat to see him excited to try something.
Yeah.
And to get to open it and everything. But so it just grows their interest. And it also gets you spending some quality time with them.
Yeah.
Within,
of course,
all of the learning and things like that.
Yeah.
So getting them to help with shopping, whether that's through, even if that's just asking like, hey, what would you like at the store or something when you're making your list, right? Next would be kind of in a similar realm where it's letting them select snacks. So when we're needing to restock on snacks or things like that, because snacks are a big part of our kids' diet. Just
Yeah.
like snacks. It's just a big part of their snacks.
Just a
No,
big
but,
part of their day,
um,
really. They end up
we-
getting snacks throughout the day, and it just makes them
Yes.
happy when they get to
well,
go ahead
it
and pick out
keeps
their
them.
snack.
It keeps them energized.
Yeah.
But also, when we have like certain ones that it's, we have our ones that we get that are going to be better choices for them, but we let them select which ones specifically each time that we're going. So they get to be more involved, whether it's like, what kind of fruit are we getting this week? Or our boys like snap peas and carrots and the like sort of bite-sized vegetables and fruits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So we'll let them be involved in that because they're still very young, but they're still also interested in being their own person and getting to select that. So it also is pretty cool because then they get to start figuring out, well, do I really like this, or what are my preferred snacks and things like that.
Right. So they get to kind of get their own personality around their food and really get a bigger understanding of it.
Which then leads us to favorite meals, because then they can start getting more into like some of the easy prep or learning more about recipes.
Right.
Whether those are baking, like cookies are a good thing, like, because there's some easy recipes that they could do, which actually I jumped ahead. But favorite meals, right? So in
What do you think? I was about to say, what do you think the boys'
they love
favorite meals are?
meatballs, but they also like pizza in the aspect of like getting to put it together
Yeah.
and like create their pizza.
Because we've done
So,
that a
like,
few times with them.
I would say it's not necessarily a favorite. It's favorite for them because of the creativity aspect of
Right.
it. But it's one way that we can very much involve them in it because they can.
They really get to express themselves.
Mhm.
And I mean, there's really no other way of saying that.
Yeah, and they have fun with it.
Yeah, I would say, though, really to like kind of touch base on favorite meal, I would say Wyatt's would be a salad.
Yes,
He
loves
loves salad.
he loves it.
He absolutely loves
He
it.
loves salad, and it's so funny because I love salad.
And I would say typically for Elias, he's kind of the wild card right now, and he'll either go for like a pasta with meat, typically like a
He
meatball.
will tell you he wants meatballs.
That's just basically his go-to. He will tell you,
Yeah.
I want meatballs.
But Wyatt did the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know if it's just because they're like meatballs. I know what that is. I don't. But it's
Who
funny.
knows?
But he also loves ice cream
Oh, yeah.
because ice cream's a meal, right? No.
He'll actually open up the freezer because we have a side-by-side fridge, and so they have easy access to
Oh my
the
gosh.
freezer, which was not the case before.
Previously, yes.
And
Now it is.
now they understand, oh, I just
Nothing
have
is
to open this
safe.
door, and I can just reach in and
Yeah.
grab whatever I want out of the freezer.
Yeah.
We've caught them a time or two just with a small thing of
Mhm.
ice cream, just eating it out of the container. You're like,
But
oh, this is what I'm
so
eating.
favorite meals as your kids get older, this is something that of course they're going to have their favorites. I know that, for instance, my brother's was spaghetti, which it was like an every week thing for the longest time. I didn't want anything to do with spaghetti
I was gonna say,
and fried chicken.
I was gonna
There
say,
was like
really nothing wrong with
the
spaghetti.
staples of like of my brother's meals.
I was
But
gonna say though, there's nothing really wrong
when
with
you
spaghetti.
eat it every week,
My thing is, and my sister loved spaghetti too,
oh wait, is this gonna?
but it's typically when you start adding weird stuff on top.
Which is just like condiments.
Yeah,
Nope. Anyways, but the point is that, like, for instance, with that, like, get them involved, get them to learn the process, and
Right.
then, like, because as you get your kids in the kitchen, you get to teach them something. They're learning a skill, but then also talking happens, and memories, and family time.
jokes, laughing, like I mean, it really
Mhm.
just opens up a whole experience into a whole other level of what basically you weren't possibly originally expecting, but
Mm-hmm.
it becomes something so much better.
Yes. And we say that from having so many memories in the kitchen
Oh yeah,
and around the table.
Yeah.
With family, friends, all the things, and together.
Yeah.
But the next would be kind of the easy prep and or recipes type things. And like I was saying, I kind of touched on this because I jumped ahead. Some really easy things like this are like cookies.
Yeah.
Chocolate chip cookies are a really easy way to get your kids involved. If you have a waffle maker, that's another really easy. You have to make batter, even if it's.
I was just thinking that waffles are a great way to get your kids involved because even if you're just buying a box batter mix, which is, everybody has their own preference, and that's fine. And just adding in chocolate chips or adding in whatever it is that they're asking to add in.
Or if you're doing pancakes and all they're doing is adding in, like, just dropping the chocolate chips in individual pancakes or, like, blueberries.
Yeah, that too.
Because if you're like, oh, I'd rather do, like, a fruit option or something, there's always that. Or, like, bananas and stuff. There's so many options.
I mean, you could I was going to say, you just said bananas, which took the thought right out of my head. Because I was going to say you could do even a combination banana chocolate chip.
Yes. And another option is doing like muffins.
Yes.
Or banana bread is a good one because they can mash the bananas. So that's fun. These are some for younger. Also, as they get a little bit older, Play-Doh. Because you can make Play-Doh at home.
You really can.
And it
doesn't take a lot of time.
It's pretty simple. We've done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we're making sugar cookies, things like that. The thing is like the idea is that you're getting them interested into
what you're doing, what you're going through in the kitchen. And it might be difficult in the beginning because knowing how little kids are,
attention span
is virtually non-existent. On top of that, they are just little balls of chaos running around. And we love our kids, and we would not change the world for them. But sometimes it can get a little chaotic in the kitchen when you have them there. And
you get some interesting, fun memories.
But it's also a really big growing point to be able to say, you know what, we're going to work through that. And we'll have them help out because as they start getting more into the kitchen and start getting that kind of understanding of what's going on, it could actually start really building their confidence in the kitchen up.
And it's funny because we were talking about why it's love of salad, but that's an easy one too, where you just have like things cut that are already done. Maybe the salad is needing to go in the bowl, and then you could get them just to help toss the ingredients in.
Yeah, or a really easy one for breakfasts would be like scrambled eggs. And if you want to add in fixins, like let's say you're doing onions and tomato in it, and that's just to your preference.
Right.
But
or ham and cheese.
And that's a really easy one because basically every kid will eat ham and cheese.
Like I haven't.
Yeah, I was about to say I've very seldomly run across any child who didn't go for a ham and cheese.
Yeah. There's lots of ways to get them involved. Right. Even if it's as simple, like if it's like, okay, first thing, I don't want a huge mess per se. Teach them how to set the table. Maybe it's just carrying the napkins. Maybe it's getting different silverware. Maybe it's getting their plate and stuff. It starts somewhere, and there's so many easy, simple ways to just start implementing it, just so that they're involved. Because this also teaches them different tasks for in the future.
Right, and then it builds in that repetitive and consistent nature to actually learn and really stick.
And the importance of it.
Yeah.
Because, and we had an episode on meal routine, so if you haven't watched that one, it's a great one where we talk about the importance of having meals together as a family.
Yeah.
And this helps structure that as an important thing.
And it solidifies it in their own head and in the family's head all in general. Because then you realize, oh wait, no, like we're getting the table set, we're getting dinner plated, we're getting, the kids situated, or, husband and wife, however that gets divvied up. But at the end of the day, it becomes a very important part of the day.
So let's recap.
Yeah.
Ways to get your kids involved in your meal planning or your prep.
Yep.
Get them to help with shopping,
Number 4.
whether that's through helping you get the ingredients or them getting to pick something,
Absolutely.
letting them get involved with their snacks,
Yes.
with selection.
Be it from selecting their snacks, like Melissa was even
Or
saying,
making something.
picking it up or making it and mixing it.
Mhm.
That can be a huge part to having them be involved and understanding more of what they're doing.
As they start growing into their skills, getting them involved in their favorite meals
Yes.
and the process of actually making it.
Yeah, because that could be a really big springboard for their passion and their passion in the kitchen to really grow.
Getting them also cooking some easy prep and recipes. So, like whether it's cookies, pancakes, scrambled eggs,
Yeah.
tossing the salad together, many options.
Yeah, there's a number of options.
Or if you need something that is very simple, low on the scale of probably making a mess,
Yeah.
get them help with setting the table.
And that's a great one because, again, it teaches consistency. It'll teach the importance of having your area clean and ready to go for when you're going to sit down and eat. So if that's getting plate settings, if that's getting silverware.
Well, I think we're good. And we hope you are too. We hope you enjoyed this episode of 100% Fresh with Two Chef Mission.
And until next time, keep it 100% fresh.